Thanks for watching. It's been a while, and it's also taken a while for me to get in this brand new AXIAL CJ7 truck. You most likely have seen a couple of reviews about these already online because I saw them emerge. I also immediately thought that this is one of the coolest things that Axial Adventure has come out with in the past couple of years, except of course from perhaps the Axial SCX6, because that's really one of my favorite vehicles. But I do think that this perhaps also kind of roadmaps where Axial is going in the year ahead. So I'm really crossing my fingers that we will see an SCX24 with a CJ7 body, and that we will see hopefully an SCX6 also with a CJ7 body, because that would be absolutely fantastic. There's a ton of scale detail on this body, a ton of cool features, also a lot of familiar stuff. So in case you have not seen any reviews yet, I'm going to kind of walk you through it. Haven't done a ton of reading about this truck, haven't looked at a ton of footage about this truck. So I have literally just pulled it out of the box, taken a bit of a look at it, and compared it to some of the other Axial SCX103 platforms that I have. And I'm kind of going off of that and giving you my first impression on what I've seen so far. Of course, the first thing is the body looks absolutely fantastic. Great work with that roll cage. I bet everybody is completely sick of looking at this thing by now, just because I've seen these things pop by on Facebook, Instagram, so many times currently. But of course I also have my own plans on how to personalize it and make it look a tiny bit different and customize it a bit. This thing, it looks so incredibly cool. It also looks quite tall, so that's definitely something that I'm going to address. Now, if you want to have a basic version of the Axial SCX10 version 3, then you should go perhaps for the base camp. The base camp, however, does have a bit of a bulky transmission that sits in the center, so there's not really a lot of room for example, an interior. If you do want to have an interior, you could go for the JLU. That one comes with a really cool, nice looking interior panel, and also comes with a different transmission case, so it's more scale, it's more like up front. There's more options in there as well. It has a 2-speed, it has dig. This thing also has dig. I'm not sure if the 2-speed gears are installed, but I imagine that they are, seeing that it also comes with the servo horn and all of that type of stuff. And in it being a more premium package, this thing does come with, in my book, the nicer transmission. If you want to have something that has straight axles, you need to purchase the straight axle pack. I'm not sure if there is any other way in getting straight axles other than doing that. Or you need to get this new CJ7, because this one does come with straight AR45 axles, and that's also exactly what I like. What I don't like, however, is these taller shocks. So these are the 100mm shocks. After I converted my Jeep Gladiator to straight axles, I kept the 90mm shocks instead of running the 100mm shocks that came included with the conversion package. So this thing as well, I think, would benefit from a tiny bit of a shorter shock, and then perhaps even relocating the shock bottom to the lower link mount. So that's all stuff that I'm going to look into. Also, that 7-slot grille is of course massive, and I think that I'm going to secure that with a winch. So this one winch by RC 4-wheel drive would be perfect for that purpose. Also, you get a full light kit installed in this truck. I keep this plastic anti-static sheet kind of over the top of the hood, just because the stickers in the front, they haven't been completely applied, and I don't want to have any dust coming under them before I'm able to really press it down with some heat and make sure that no sand or dirt gets under that sticker and make it look ugly in the long run. Mirrors, pre-installed, they come flapped forward like this. During transport, there's a difference between the passenger side mirror and the driver side mirror, just like you would find it on the real deal. Tube fenders, nice doors that actually open as well. Really cool center console that you can also open. And then you even get, for your inner 12-year-old girl that is on TikTok, you get a scale little Stanley tumbler. So you can install that in the cup holder. All of your gear selectors, your 4-wheel drive selector, all of that stuff is also installed. Nice little steering wheel as well. Some nice seats, and then of course plenty of possibilities to customize this to your liking. Some armored plates around the back, around those back fenders. I have already taken the body clips out just so it's a bit easier to remove this. And you can also see on the inside that light kit is fully installed. So you got 2 LEDs in the back, you got 2 LEDs in the front where the headlights are, and then you also have 2 amber lower markers over there. Not like indicator lights, so I don't think that they blink stupidly when you turn the truck to the left or to the right, because I really hate when trucks do that actually. Really familiar looking radio. So this is the Spektrum DX3 radio, a 3-channel radio with a foam wheel. Also a bit of an extender if you like single hand driving, then this might be the radio for you. Comes with a battery level indicator in case you have installed a Spektrum smart battery. You can read the battery level on your radio over here. All of your trim switches are here, also your jewel rate, on-off switches in the back, and then there's a bind button in the front, and this thing is already bound from the factory, so you don't need to mess around with any of that. Takes 4 AA batteries, which come included with your Stanley tumbler in your little extras bag. Another thing that you will see over here is a mount for an additional light in the front. So this actually extends up, and then you will be able to run like one of those big LED light bars, or you could alternatively perhaps also print something. A little T-wrench to take your wheels off, and then the last part that you find in there are a servo saver in case you want to run that micro servo for the 2-speed transmission, which I'm not going to do because I think that that's pure nonsense. Nice familiar looking chassis, like I said, you know, nothing out of the ordinary over here. If you want to have this exact combo, you need to have the CJ7. So then you have the scale transmission that sits low, allows you room for an interior. You get the straight AR45 axles, you get the tall shocks, which I'm not a super fan of. You get the thicker stainless steel links that are directional, and everything just looks really nicely finished. Period correct bumpers, some new designed inner fenders. So all of this is of course CJ7 specific. And then something that is new for 2023, I think they came out with this, is this 2-in-1 Firma receiver slash ESC. So in case you want to change out your radio, you are also forced to change out your ESC. Brushed motor sits in the front, is then obscured by this scale looking part. And if you feel excited, you can turn the air filter up, and I don't know what you would do there, but there's options over there. Nice big stinger on the front as well. If you're not a fan of that, you can just hack that off. The departure angle on this thing is fantastic, and the approach angle is too. You will be able to tackle some cool terrain with this thing as it is. These Mickey Thompson tires, these are new for Axial. Also these Raceline rims, I have not seen these before. All looks really good, but there is room for improvement. So what I will be doing, especially after dropping this truck a tiny bit, I do risk perhaps rubbing them on the inside of these CJ specific fenders. So to avoid that, I'm going to mount a slightly less tall tire and also slightly narrower. So I came up with mounting these Tojo Open Country RTs by Proline Racing. These sit on a Spec RC rim, really cool, and I think it will also go really well with then that blue paint scheme, sticker scheme that's going on the outside of that Jeep body. So that's something that I will look into. On the bottom, a lot of familiar looking stuff. So you get the thicker directional links, both in the top and in the bottom. Stainless steel, also steering links and drag link. Everything is nice stainless steel, everything in the highest quality. So nothing like you would find it, for example, in the Basecamp, which is more of an entry level truck. And then also new for this truck is that panhard link is done up in metal, so you don't have to worry about snapping this like you would perhaps have been with the Jeep JLU. Do keep in mind that it is a bit of a pain in the butt to put this body back on. So there's a difference over here on these bumpers. So you have these two pins, they actually point upwards, and then on the front it still points downwards. So you need to wiggle this around a tiny bit in order to get it to slot on. This is just something that I think is going to take some practice. And as with everything, practice makes perfect. I'll make sure that before I take a picture of this thing, post it on the internet, just like everybody else has done, that it sits properly on the chassis. I have some really cool stuff planned. Like I said, that winch is going to go on there. These wheels and tires are going to go on there. And this part over here, I will just let you guess what is in it. I will just say that it is going to drastically improve the look of the front. I hope you found this an informative video. If you have more ideas about what you want to see me do to this Axial SCX103 Jeep CJ7 in gray, let me know. Links to all of the products that I've mentioned today, so to the Jeep CJ7, but also to some of the stuff that I have planned, except perhaps for this, because I don't want to give this away yet. All of that will be in the video description box. About this you can just guess in the comment section. If you found this informative video, give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed yet, please do. Thank you so much for all of your support in 2023. 2024 will definitely, I can promise you, hand on my heart, hand on my microphone, I will promise you that it will be more video packed than the last year. I have a lot of stuff planned, a lot of cool projects, and hopefully somewhere along the line we will also see a Jeep CJ7 SCX6. That would be really cool, I think. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.
We're back on.